Breach of contract. Planning to prevent accidental breaches. Now, nobody, I believe, goes into a contract planning to breach, or at least it's a rare exception, right? We don't normally engage in a contract knowing that we're going to break the contract. My belief is that when most people enter into a contract, they know they're going to fulfill the terms of the contract, or at least they hope they will. And now sometimes those breaches do become intentional later. People change their mind. Maybe it is a bad contract. Maybe there's been some abuse, and somebody actually knowledgeably says, I'm going to break this contract because it's not working for me. I'll take the consequences. Or maybe an efficient breach. There may be times where maybe you've contracted to lease a piece of property somewhere and you think that that person's damages are going to be less than the higher amount you can get from somebody else. That might be an efficient breach where it makes sense for you to break the contract. What we're zooming in on today is accidental breaches. If you are setting up contracts and you're engaging in contracts, there may be times where you accidentally break a contract. Normally, that's a financial issue or a performance issue. You fully intended to get the goods to the customer in good condition, but something went wrong. Or maybe you intended to pay that bill, but you just didn't have the money. And so, what can we do to prevent these accidental breaches from happening? Well, there's a lot of planning. One thing I talk to my clients a lot about is how can you perform the contract? And do the contract performance requirements match how you intend to perform the contract? Does the contract put you in an uncomfortable or a comfortable position? Are you able to move forward? These are questions you should be asking yourself about your contract, right? Can I perform the contract the way it's written? Will it work for me and my business? Will I have to change the way I operate? If I have to change the way I have to operate, it's probably not a good contract. Moving beyond that on the financial side, what can I do to make sure I'm going to have the cash flow to pay that contract? And this is good, sound business management, right? If you've obligated to pay somebody, you ought to be figuring out how to pay them. So getting that blocking and tackling down can really make a big difference. And if you start looking in those terms and thinking about the future, I think you'll find that you are going to be able to avoid some of these accidental breaches, which can save you a lot of money. A breach of contract action can be very expensive. It can be very uncomfortable. I would love to hear your questions and comments, thoughts for future videos. Go ahead and drop them below. Don't put anything confidential, though. Other people might see your comments, so you're not going to get that protection. For confidential communications, reach out to an attorney of your choosing. We have a whole library of past videos for business owners and business leaders, and you may wish to consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for tuning in today, folks.